Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about the video that Valorant just dropped on their official YouTube channel, talking about rank changes, overall agent balances, ranked rewards, new game modes and much more. Now I feel like some Riot devs saw like at least one or two of my videos and they went like, yo, this guy makes some pretty great points, let's change the things in game. Now obviously I'm just joking, but a lot of the points that I do complain about in my videos do come up in here. Now first, let's begin with the MMR changes because I feel like that's one of the biggest changes in the whole update.
First things first, the competitive experience. Our goal is straightforward. Your rank should be a clear reflection of your skill, and the journey to get there should feel fair.
So what I was saying in my MMR video is basically sometimes your actual rank doesn't even feel real or that important at all. Your RR gains are based only on your MMR and that's it. Once your MMR gets messed up, your RR gains also get messed up and it's pretty hard and annoying to climb. But I think they're gonna fix this problem in this update, but we'll see.
For example, in January, we made updates to our MMR system to better account for individual impacted matches. We're seeing some positive results here, especially around match quality. Games are less one-sided, and we're seeing more even contribution across players in the lobby. At the same time, some of the trade-offs have been pretty clear. We've heard your feedback around visible rank differences in matches, and the feeling that RR losses can outweigh RR gains.
Exactly what I was talking about. Once your MMR gets messed up, it's basically impossible to climb because of that exact problem. And I really like that Riot's actually addressing the problem once again.
To address this, we recently adjusted how RR gains and losses are calculated so that strong performances are rewarded more, weaker ones cost more, and over time, your wins and losses should feel like they balance out appropriately.
So basically what I'm getting from this is your actual rank will matter now. If let's say you're Ascendant 1 and you play poorly, you lose 22. But next game, if you're still Ascendant 1 and you win by having an amazing performance, you should also gain 22, which basically completely negates the problems I was talking about in my MMR video. That's amazing, and I really hope they do finally fix the MMR system in Valorant. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the ranked rewards. I feel like ranked rewards have been pretty stale for a while. They get pretty repetitive, pretty boring. But now they announced some pretty cool changes to the ranked reward system, and I'll show you in a second.
All players. I'm happy to confirm that the V26, Act 3, and Act 6 ranked gun buddies this year will be the last time a gun buddy is your primary reward. And in 2027, you won't need to wait until Act 3 to get your new reward. The next version of our ranked rewards will be distributed on day 1 of Season 2027, and will be an item that evolves with you throughout your ranked journey for the entire year.
So maybe a skin that evolves, or a flex, or a buddy. Well, not a buddy, you already have buddies, but maybe a player card. And I feel like that's pretty cool. You actually get something else apart from the gun buddy itself.
Yes, we originally hoped to get you all new ranked rewards this year, but we're taking a little more time to make sure we get them right. We'll share more on what you can expect from rank rewards in September. We want you to feel recognized for your dedication and growth every single act you play. So there's a lot more we're bringing to the ranked experience that you'll see in game closer to champs.
That's an amazing change, and I really do hope they implement it well because it has amazing potential. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, and probably the most important, is the balance changes. Right, let's get into it. Now, the big changes are about initiator cooldowns. Yes, you heard me right, initiator cooldowns. But they also do talk about sentinels. Yes, sentinels. They will be buffing some sentinels, and maybe sentinels won't be so shit anymore. But okay, let's hear what they have to say first.
Last year, we rebalanced a huge chunk of the roster to keep in-the-moment combat decisions easier to process and highlight the importance of gunplay.
And while we're largely happy with where we've landed there directionally, that said, we do think those updates affected round-over-round strategy and team play iteration a little bit more than we would have liked for the long term.
Moving cooldowns above 40 seconds has allowed us to get cleaner fights later in the round.
Now, I do agree with what they say here. I do like the fact that there is less utility and the game is more reliant on overall gunplay. It is an FPS game after all, but some other problems do come up because of that. For example, the operator is a lot more broken than it was before because there's less utility to just get it off the angle, right? But with these changes, you see what they're in a second, it should be a lot easier to deal with operators.
That in clutch moments, you have fewer variables to account for. But at 60 seconds, this change hasn't allowed as much room for teams to adapt their strategies each round. So with patch 13.0, we'll be tuning down the increased cooldown on signature abilities for initiators a little bit, from 60 to 50 seconds.
Yep. They're reducing cooldowns on almost all initiators by 10 seconds, excluding Gecko for some reason. Now, I do think this is not a bad change. Again, I was complaining about the op. This is going to make the op a lot easier to deal with. But another problem is, let's say, Fade and Solve are A-tier agents. And we have Breach and KO, they're C-tier agents. Now, buffing Fade and Solve will put them at, let's say, S-tier, and Breach and KO will be at B-tier. That's good, all initiators are better, but there's still a pretty big power gap in between Recon initiators and other initiators. But overall, I do like that they buffed almost all initiators.
And on the weapons front, we're currently looking to ship some buffs for the Bandit in 13.0. These are
I hope they make it more consistent, because I swear this thing is an RNG machine sometimes.
intended to make it a little bit more of a viable option outside of pistol rounds,
Love that. I'd like to see how they implement that.
similar to the Sheriff. Now, onto specific agents. To start the year, we targeted a few that were pushing things a little bit out of our boundaries.
Yoru was doing too much on his own,
I rip my boy Yoru.
especially with how quickly he could rotate, which made Sentinels like Vito less appealing. And Clove, they were crowding out the controller space, particularly in ranked, having too much impact on spike sites after death.
And Whaley was getting away with a little bit too much for her team, with minimal planning, commitment, or risk to herself.
We've pulled them back in recent patches, and they're in healthier spots. We're also seeing better pick diversity overall, and we think keeping agents unique is key to sustaining long-term diversity.
Which brings us to Neon.
At the time of filming, many of the changes that Dan and Tiffy talked about in this section were originally scheduled to come out a little over a month from now with patch 13.0. We wanted to take some extra time to test these changes because we believe Neon, Shotguns, and Weaker Sentinels are all wrapped up into one problem space, and also to make sure that any of our changes maintain Neon's ability to zip across the ground at lightning speed. But honestly, we've been feeling the shotgun-wielding Neons in our own games, and we're hearing it loud and clear from all of you. So, we're bringing you these changes today, even if
Wait, so that means most changes, for example, the initiator buffs, are gonna come in patch 13.0, which is in a month, but Neon changes are coming tomorrow? Wait, that's amazing.
they're a little rougher around the edges. To correct the information shared in the video, you might notice some subtle vocal overdubs and visual cues. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Now, I don't think Neon really needed those nerfs. What they needed to do is buff Sentinels. Right, Sentinels are so bad right now. And Sentinels directly counter Neon. And because Sentinels are so bad, Neon is so strong. But let's see how the nerfs play out, right?
We've seen a lot of talk and discussion about Neon lately, and while we agree Neon can be hard to deal with and frustrating at times, we also know that not everyone in the game is able to lock in with her and turn into Danby.
We think Neon's role in breaking timings and creating pressure is correct, but right now, her movement invasiveness pushed too far in our combat space. So, we've got some changes in
Today,
to bring her back in line.
right now, we're looking specifically at how Neon takes space around the map. Her mobility and speed while bunny hopping aren't really hitting our bar for tactical combat in Valorant.
So again, I'll put up the changes on screen right now. They're basically gonna reduce how much speed she has while beat hopping, which it's a nerf. I don't know how much it's gonna affect her. It should be easier to hit her, but at the same time, she should still like keep some of her speed, right? Which is pretty good.
You can expect to see changes that will affect Neon's evasiveness while keeping her ability to shoot and slide. We're mostly just looking to add some additional counterplay for Neon's opponents.
In addition to this, we're also shipping some changes to shotguns
Today,
that target their effectiveness while moving and jumping. So you'll have to work a little harder to pull off those kinds of kills versus playing with them defensively and hunkering down.
Okay, the shotgun changes. There's not much I can say about them. They weren't like necessarily broken. They were just extremely annoying to play against, but we'll see how it turns out. And now, Sentinels.
on the other side of things, we're also looking closely at our Sentinels. Stalling should
I'm so excited. Let's see.
be a reliable tool, not a situational one. Sentinels should be a clear answer to fast and explosive team compositions.
Round strategy is part of the tactical loop.
So, in patch 13.0, we're also making a few changes to some Sentinels we feel need a little bit of love.
Is Vito getting a buff? I like to see the Vito changes because Vito right now is an average Sentinel, and Sentinels are bad. I really hope they do something about his TPs. Maybe he TPs a little bit faster, it has a little bit more range, and I hope they do something with the interceptor as well, but we'll see what happens.
An example, Vito will be getting some updates to help solidify his rotational power and his ability to disrupt sight hits with Interceptor.
We'll continue
Does it look a little bit faster? No.
to monitor how these changes play out across skill levels, and you'll hear from us again throughout the
Nah, I don't think so.
in patch notes and videos just like these.
Now, back to Max.
Before we go
And now the last thing I want to talk about is basically in the last part here, they talk about how you're going to be able to share replays, which is a really good quality of life feature. But that's it. And the last thing I wanted to cover, which I kind of missed, is what is it? New game modes, yeah.
Since the end of 2025, we've been experimenting with new, limited-time game modes to learn more about what you love and what you don't. And so far, we've been excited by what excites all of you. You all loved Skirmish and Customs, so we brought it to the queue. And when we took it away, you let us know that you weren't ready to say goodbye. So we brought it back. And then we added a new flavor of Skirmish with an experimental rank ladder. And that's just Skirmish. We also have plans to keep iterating and tinkering with other modes like Knockout, All Random One Site, and even...
I like how they're adding new game modes every act or two. It appeals more to the casual player base, and they're kind of fun. I play them sometimes myself. So let's see what the new game mode is.
an old fan favorite. We hear all of you replication fans out there in the comments.
So it's basically replication, but you're only locked to one site. Okay, that's
I'm
nice.
happy to share that we're currently working on a new mode that blends replication with all random one site. We
Oh, and the agents change every round. Okay, I like that.
think it'll give you the off-the-wall moments that you all enjoyed about replication at an even higher frequency. Replication is a mode that's all about fun factor and hilarious interactions, and we think all random one site creates those moments more frequently due to more ults, more abilities, and getting different agents every round, all on a single site. After that, we've got plans for a new take on a spike mode that'll put your skills to the test with shortened rounds and smaller teams.
Oh, a new game mode. Okay.
See more on this in a few weeks when Act 4 starts. And
A few weeks. Okay, I'll update you guys when I get the info.
we might even have one more surprise up our sleeve for Act 5. Think KO Combat Simulation gone haywire. I'll leave it at that for now. Just know that
Wait, so the new game mode has something to do with KO, huh? Okay, we'll see. I can't really think of much right now, but I'm really excited.
it's super fun and super different from anything we've done so far, and we think you're gonna love it. You'll hear more from me and the team about that in September.
Okay, but that's basically everything. Overall, the two biggest things I feel like are the agent balance changes and the MMR changes, both of which I talked about in my previous videos. I like how they're changing the MMR, and I like how they're actually doing something with the Sentinels soon, and Initiators. We will see how things turn out, but I genuinely, me personally, I like the changes. That's it for today's video, guys, and thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you soon. Peace.